Alright, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know why I haven't told this story because honestly, dude, it's a fucking banger. And thanks to Snapchat for reminding me that this event happened almost to the date 2 years ago because there was pictures and videos from this event. And, this stuff makes me happy. It's a fond memory of mine, but at the same time, it kind of makes me think, damn, I don't do anything anymore because I think of this as kind of recent, and that was 2 years ago. Like, COVID was still going on. Like, it's kind of crazy. So to kind of paint a picture of this whole layout, there's way too many people in this story to really give names to anybody. But I was meeting a lot of my internet friends for the very first time. So we were in a group chat. We have a similar interest. And we decided to meet up at this girl's house one day. And, it went fine. I will say, I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know if I was expecting some normies. I don't know if somebody that was ready to do the fucking steel dick gauntlet, which means at least 3 substances had to be consumed. And to my surprise, it was actually the latter. Because I was expecting just a chill night. We were going to go to the park. We were going to go hang out, go somewhere to eat. And nothing crazy, just like actually have a conversation with people like in real life. And I will say, a lot of people meet their internet friends and it's a very bad time. Me personally, everybody I met was super cool. Like, they were super cool to me. Half of these people have like had disputes with each other, but like, hey, they never did shit to me. So to this day, I'm still cool with like everybody here. We might not converse as much as we used to, but anyway, I think these are very cool people, and I'm not going to paint anybody in a bad light. Now, when I first get out of the car, I'm greeted by a woman who, how do I put this, wanted me. Listen, I'm not trying to sound like the Rizonator here, but listen, she asked me to send her a nut video with sound in the past. Did I do that? I plead the fifth. But no, once I pulled up, I'm not even saying that to sound cool. Like, dude, this woman is like very nice to everybody, but like aggressive and like not mean. But you know how girls are when they are like that. Like, she like hit me several times. But anyway, she gives me a big hug. She's like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you," whatever. And then the next person I meet, who is funny because I literally almost called him by an incorrect name because he looks strikingly similar to one of my like childhood friends that I went to high school with, and he talks the same way. Like, it blew my mind. So the next thing I know, this dude just puts a blunt in my face, and I'm like, "Hey, thanks, man, I appreciate it." Then I realize I'm an asshole because a thing I do when I meet new people, if I'm just gonna hang out with like a bunch of friends, is I roll a bunch of weed. I had probably 10 joints rolled. Like we probably had a joint for each person at this function. And I brought it up to him like, "Oh, like I just remembered, like I had a bunch of weed that I forgot." One of these dudes is from Michigan. And if you know anything about Michigan and like weed legalization, weed is so goddamn cheap there. Like, you can get an ounce for like $50. Like, it's some ridiculous shit. So he said, "Don't worry about it. I actually brought too much weed, so we're all good." I hit the blunt. We go. I pretty much hug everybody, dap everybody up. It's a good time. Inside, like, I am like overflowing with like happiness because I haven't really been to a party or like any kind of function. Actually, that's a lie. I've been to one, and it was very bad in over 2 years at this point. And I just wanted to hang out. I just wanted to kick it with somebody, And a bunch of somebodies were at this party, and it was nice. It was just a chill time. It was hot as fuck. It was July, I remember. And we go inside, and the dude who looks like one of my like childhood friends hands me a chocolate bar. And I know what this is. Granted, at this point, I had never done mushrooms like chocolate. Like, obviously I've done mushrooms, and that was a very long time ago, but I never was really into like the chocolate bars. Like, listen, man, I'm from Ohio. We do not have fancy shit like that here. I mean, we might now, but it was very interesting. He's like, "Hey, I want you to have this, man." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." Like, he just hands me a whole fucking chocolate bar. And I'm not sure what the dosage is to take on these. So I asked him, I'm like, yo, how many should I like take of these at a time? He's like, well, the chart on the back is pretty accurate. It'll be like, 2 or 3 for like a microdose, 5 for a full-fledged trip, and then like 7 or 8 for what they call God mode. So I'm not somebody who's very safe with drug quantities, and I didn't even test this because I trusted him. He's a good dude. Like, he's a stand-up guy. Obviously, I didn't know that at the point. Like, anybody could have, he could have just fucking poisoned me with some fucking Fentanyl or some shit. But no, this shit was legit mushrooms. I just could tell by how I felt. And I took, like, 5 pieces. So, pretty much in the middle of the two. Of the microdose and the God mode. I don't know. I never done this shit before. So I take that shit, and there's other people around me saying like, "Oh, I don't think it's hit me yet." There's another guy who's kind of like that kind of negative. That's like, "Oh, I think this shit's bunk, bro." It wasn't. So anyway, come to an agreement that we're gonna go to the fucking park, bro. And now this is kind of a long drive from this girl's house. It's probably 40 to 45 minutes. And halfway through the trip, dude, these mushrooms beat my fucking dick. In a good way, of course. It's like, it's like somebody just did the fucking, the Haktua, if you will. Like, I was feeling decent. And I was feeling way too decent because I wasn't even saying words at this point. Like, that's something that happens to me, like, when I'm, like, it's not even like a disassociation thing, which I have done because I'm fucking crazy. No, I just couldn't say words. Like, I tried to open my mouth, but I was just too focused on the vibes, bro. I was fucking vibing in this bitch. So we finally get out, and the second we get out, I see there's like clouds coming over. We go to get some pictures at the park because some of us had never been to the park before. Now, me, the last time I was at this park was probably 2 or 3 years ago. So we're hanging out there for, I don't know, probably 15 or 20 minutes. Then we hear thunder, and then that there's like rain, and we just decide to pack it up. And we decide to go get dinner because at this point it's about 4 or 5 o'clock. We're going to go to a baseball game after this. We already decided on that. So we are heading to the legendary Primanti's. If you guys know anything about Primanti's, this place is huge in this area. There's a lot of history. It's just a great place to go to. It's not a bad restaurant by any means. Like, you can't go wrong with Primanti's. Like, it's incredible. On my way there, I'm catching tracers. I'm seeing the lights. It's looking like a A$AP Rocky music video from 2013. Like, I'm vibing, bro. Like, I feel decent. Holy shit. I cannot remember what food I ordered at Primanti's. It was more than likely a capicola and cheese because that's my go-to. Or a burger with like an egg on it. That's very customary of this place. Either way, it was smack. I was on shrooms. A lot of people say they can't eat on shrooms, but me personally, it's a 50-50. I can eat on shrooms, but sometimes the shrooms like really upset my stomach and just make me not want to eat, which is crazy. Because if anybody knows me, I can fucking eat. Okay? Like, I'm not somebody who's skipping too many meals, let's be honest. But another thing I ordered that was not common of me, and especially now, was alcohol. I don't drink. I think the last drink I had was like last summer. I really don't drink. I'm not saying I'm somebody who's like sworn off alcohol for any crazy reason. I've never really drank alcohol because there's calories in alcohol, and on top of that, it just invites bad things. Like, I'm not somebody who loses my mind when I drink, but there's people who can't handle themselves, and that kind of stays in my head, even though I'm not one of those people. Alcohol's just not good for you. Just don't. I will never suggest anybody drink alcohol, and a lot of people on Twitter think I'm, like, weird about it, but that's me personally. Like, alcohol just reminds me of a lot of bad moments. Anyway, I'm drinking in this bitch. I think I had like 2 fish bowls, and I'm a lightweight, dude. So 1 fish bowl probably would have gotten me right. I'm feeling decent at this point. I got a couple blunts in me. I got some shrooms in me. I got some alcohol in me. And it's time to go to the fucking game. So we take an Uber, of course. Nobody's driving because we're not 16 anymore, dude. Like, there's actually consequences if we do this shit. So we're in an Uber on the way there, and this was a very strange Uber. I'm sure you guys know the majority of Uber drivers are not from here. I'll put it that way. Just like this guy, he was not from here. So we're trying to strike up a conversation. We were talking about sports or whatever. I don't really remember. We were talking. He said something like a baseball team that didn't even exist. Like, he called a baseball team like the fucking like Commodores or some shit. I don't fucking remember. Or Senators. That was it. Senators. And I'm like, what? That's hockey, bro. Out of nowhere, one of my friends said something. I wasn't paying attention, and I just was geeking because he said the classic something blank blank blank, but I got that dog in me, and I was just dying laughing. Like, that was like the only sound or words that came out of my mouth this entire Uber ride. We finally get to the game, pretty normal. We check in, and we're like, I don't know, it's probably the bottom of the first, so we're a little bit late, but who gives a shit? And the game goes pretty normally. We get up, we go take some pictures. My boy who looks like, I'm sorry for not using names, but my boy who looks like one of my like friends I've known for like 10 years goes up to like a random dude, and we took this fucking like classic pic. This picture has lore in my friend group. He goes up to this dude and he said, "Hey man, can you get a bruh pic of us?" And he does. It's a good picture. One of my friends actually made like an animation of it. It was sick. It was nice. I post it sometimes just when I'm feeling nostalgic about this. This is where things go awry, if you will. So I go to the bathroom. Pretty normal. I go to take a drunk piss, which was excellent. I don't know. This I was ready to have just like the best drunk piss of my life. And I'm too eager at this point because I pull down my underwear, not my pants, without realizing, and I piss all over my goddamn pants. And I come out of the bathroom, I go up to my friend group, and I said, "Yo, I just pissed my pants." Like, I just yell it just like that, like as if nobody else could hear me. And I don't think they believed me at first. They probably thought I like spilled a drink on me. Now, optically, I don't know. I just feel like when you're hanging out with a group of people for the first time, there are just things that are off limits that you should do. Like, I don't mean off limits in like a bad way, but like, I don't know. I think telling people you just met, you pissed your pants, are probably going to think very strange things of you. And they didn't. Like, I don't know. These people they were just meant to be my friends, I guess. Because if you know anything about me, I overshare embarrassing things about my life. Like, I don't mean it to, like, get sympathy. I do it to like make people laugh. I like to make people laugh. It genuinely makes me happy. Whether they're laughing at me or something I said or if they think I'm funny. If they're laughing, I'm having a good time. And we eventually leave. We leave before the game's over because I'm like, bro, I need to change out of this shit. And once we get to the Uber, I kind of am still tripping. So it doesn't register that I should not be taking my pants off in the Uber, but they were already off anyway. And if you guys know me, like, I mean, I posted pictures on Twitter of my ass to be funny. I wear like this underwear that's like tight, and I have a huge ass, okay? So I'm just sitting in there with these Edekas. That's what the brand is. These Edekas, this like yellow pair of Edekas. And the night progresses, whatever. It's getting late. It's probably 11 or 12. We got a guy who took like 10 pieces of mushrooms and would not stop saying they won't go away. And we're like, bro, what are you talking about? They won't go away. And we just realized he's tripping way too fucking hard. But he's not, like, being, like, a nuisance. Like, he's actually being funny. Like, this guy reminds me very much of myself. Like, when I'm obviously too fucked up, I don't scare people. Like, if anything, I make them more comfortable because I'm just more inclined to do wacky, goofy shit. So, we're just chilling in this bitch. This guy that took like 10 pieces of fucking mushrooms is also drunk as hell. He's like passed out in like the back of a hatchback. And I have a video of it. It's the funniest shit ever. So the night's getting late. We realize, yo, we're fucking tired. We have one of our few sober friends drive us back to this girl's house, and we all crash there. And I wake up in like only my underwear. This girl that was there told me I was wearing coochie cutters. And then I told her, I said, yo, I literally lost my pants. I don't know where they went. Now I know what you guys are saying. Like, did you throw these pants out because you pissed all over them? Absolutely not. These were like my favorite pair of jeans, and I wore them. They were like a little bit torn up. I wore them until literally like the thigh was missing. And even then I could have worn them. But like at that point I was kind of like, you know what? These have had enough memories in them. I think it's time to lay them to rest. This is just a very fond memory of mine because, like I said, a lot of our friend group has been like beefing since this. I'm cool with everybody, but this is just a very like fun, fond memory of this summer, the summer of 2022, because I truthfully have not really done shit since this day. So I don't know, it's just like a fond memory, and I can't believe I haven't told it until now because this was a very fun time. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I'm out of here. Peace out, bye.